Hello and welcome to Bottleship with our friends the Jifflings. If you enjoy the show, please leave a review and share the podcast with your friends. And stay tuned to the end of the show when the Jifflings will read out some of your reviews. And now it's time for today's episode, the Cake Whisk. In your world, things are important. But what about the things that aren't important anymore? Well, sometimes those things end up here in the magical land of Dilstonia, where the Jifflings live on their little Jiffling ship. They find these things that we throw away and fish them out of their sea so they can recycle them and put them to good use once again. And here they are now, ready to work. Eccentric young pumpkin.
Ooh, I'm ever so excited.
The hedge, who was a very lazy Jiffling.
Like, hey man, is it time for bed yet?
Miss Katie, who loves fixing things and dressing up. Sometimes I like both together. Albert, the ship's gardener.
Hey, who's been into me cabbage patch like?
And Freidaline, a very sensible Jiffling who looks after everybody on the ship.
Yeah, that is correct. Oh.
Today on the ship, it's a very fun day, as everyone is getting ready for the Jiffling talent show.
Yeah.
Miss Katie is very excited to show off her talent, which is a special tap dance. In fact, she's so excited she is wearing 2 of her most flamboyant dresses at the same time. La 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 la, skippity skip plonk, twirly whirly bang.
Oh, this looks like lots of fun. What is your talent, Miss Katie?
I'm doing a lovely tap dance in my 2 bestest dresses, and I'm using my favourite spanner to knock against my shoes for extra tapping. Well, that sounds very inventive, but not all the Jifflings were impressed.
Well, come on now, Miss Katie. There's no such talent as spannery tap dance. No, I think the only proper talent is showing off the best things that we've grown in my garden. Huh, well, that is a good talent too, Herr Albert. But so is the Miss Katie Dancy talent. Hey!
Well, Albert didn't seem to agree, but before they had a chance to discuss it, they heard a big crash come from the other side of the ship. So they all jiffled over to find young Pumpkin scrunched up in a heap on the floor. Oh, young Pumpkin, are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
Oh no, I'm just fine, Miss Katie. I was practicing my special talent of clambering all over things, and I just took a little tumble. Hey, no wonder you took a little tumble, young Pumpkin. There's no such talent as clambery climb about. And now you've gone and broken your little climbing frame too. Ooh. Come along. There's only one way to do this talent show properly, and that's exactly how I say. So let's practice a real talent. Like pruning one of my rose bushes.
That didn't seem like the most fun to the other Jifflings, who thought their talents were just as good as Albert's. But Albert enjoyed his garden so much that sometimes he forgot not everybody felt quite the same.
Hey, just look over here, Jifflings. We've grown some lovely flowers and vegetables and fruit this year. So of course we'll have to display them in our talent show. Just look at these marvellous apples right here in our apple tree. Hold on a minute, what's this?
Albert stared up into his apple tree, and there, swinging lazily from one of the branches, was Hedge in a big, comfy hammock.
Like, hey, Albert man, I'm just practicing my special talent. Woo! What's your talent, Hedge? I'm like going to swing in this special hammock until I fall fast asleep, man. Oh, hey now, my apples are more talented than that. Come on, Jifflings, we all have to do this properly. Exactly how I say. Ooh, but there's lots of ways to do things, Albert. Not just your way.
Oh dear, Jiffs, No time to protest now. Even Hedge scrambled down from his hammock because he knew that sound meant an object that had been lost or thrown away on Earth had got caught in their net, and now they had to all heave it in. The object landed onto deck with a chime. It was long and silver, and it wound in and out and in and out. Miss Katy was the first to guess what it might be. I think that's a ballerina's dance, Paul, that she can spin and twirl around all day on.
No, man. I think that's like a hammock rocker to rock me gently back to sleep.
Then Freidaline stepped forwards, for she knew exactly what the object was. She jiffled up onto the story seat, crossed her little furry legs, and began the object's tale.
This is the cake whisk, and my old baker, Herr Biscuit, told me all about it. Once, on the shore of a beautiful seaside bay, there was the best little tea and cake shop in the whole land, which attracted visitors from far and wide. They had scrumptious sandwiches elegantly made by Sunita Sea Cow and tasty pots of tea perfectly prepared by Alan Tadpole. And then there was the owner himself, Big Jim Walrus, who baked delicious crumbly cakes with his great big cake whisk. Well, one day they were all working very hard when suddenly the front doors flew open and in walked a very important guest, the legendary actress Polly Pelican, who was a rather demanding customer.
Yoo-hoo there, Walrus!
Screeched the Polly.
I demand tea and cake and sandwiches of top quality and no delay.
Well, the owner, Big Jim Walrus, immediately panicked and wobbled hurriedly over to where Alan Tadpole was stirring the tea. Oh, look out, Alan! This has to be perfect, which means today it has to be done the walrus way. Quick, use my whisk to stir the tea. No other way will do. Well, Alan did not really agree, but the Big Jim was his boss. So he did as he was asked, and he tried to stir the tea with the whisk, but the cake whisk was too big, and it sloshed the tea right out of the pot, splashing it everywhere. Oh no! The nightmare continues! Cried the Big Jim Walrus. And he rumbled over to where Sunita Sea Cow was making her sandwiches. Quick, Sunita! Use my whisk to make your sandwiches in the walrus way. Otherwise, we'll never satisfy that famously difficult pelican. Well, Sunita already knew how to make the sandwich, and she did not think the big walrus idea was very good. But she did as her boss said and took the whisk from him. But when she tried to stir her sandwich, all the filling went splat out onto the floor, and the sandwich was ruined. And after all this, the Polly Pelican got no food at all. And she was so annoyed that she flounced away, telling all her friends about how bad the little cafe was and how they should never visit. And then nobody ever did come to the cafe anymore. And so the big walrus threw away his cake whisk, because now he did not have any customers left. And all because he had made everyone do things exactly the way he did them, even when it was not the best way. And now the whisk is here, so we have to reuse it.
Yes, Pumpkin, but what could a GIF do with a wonderful whisk from a walrus?
Maybe it can be like a dinner wafter, to waft all the delicious dinner smells from our kitchen into my nose.
Then Albert stepped forward,
Right.
for he'd had quite a brilliant idea.
Well, let's use the whisk as a windy new climbing frame for young Pumpkin, so he can climb and clamber all over it, and take pride of place in our talent show, alongside Miss Katie's spannery tap dance, and Hedge's hammock snooze, and my vegetables.
Ah, what a brilliant plan, Albert. How very thoughtful. And so they pulled the whisk to the front of the ship, and young Pumpkin clambered fantastically all over it, whilst Miss Katie did a very energetic dance, and Albert showed off his very best vegetables.
Hey?
And Hedge, well, Hedge fell fast asleep in his special apple tree hammock.
And now it is time for my special talent. Waking up the hedge. Ha! Blab.
Indeed. And after everyone had done such a great job of showing off their interesting and varied talents, they were all very tired, even Hedge. And so, pretty soon, it was time for bed. Good night, young Pumpkin.
Good night.
Good night, Albert.
Hey, I'll see you in the morning, like.
Good night, Freidaline.
And it is a good night. Yeah.
Good night, Miss Katie. Night, night. Good night, Hedge. Hedge? Oh, I think the hedge is asleep already. And goodbye to you too, wherever you are. Maybe next time you see a thing that you might throw away, you'll stop and see if you can use it again, just like our friends the Jifflings. And maybe the thing you use again will have a story to tell too. Goodbye. Thank you for listening to Bottleship. For all the parents listening, if you'd like to, you can donate to the show at patreon.com/Bottleship. And as a thank you, we'll send your child a personalised audio message from the Jifflings. And for all the children listening, if you enjoyed the show, please leave a review and share the podcast with your friends. We've had some lovely reviews this week, haven't we, Jifflings?
Totally, man. Like this one from the USA. It says, I am Ashkey, and I'm from Flagstaff. My favourite Jiffling is Hedge, because he's lazy and always hungry. He's always eating something when no one's looking. Aye, that's right. Hedge is always hungry and lazy, man.
And we have this one too, from Zoe and Albert in the UK.
Well, that's a fantastic name. What does Zoe and Albert say, Miss Katie?
Well, they say, Dear Jifflings, we love your adventures. We are two twins from London, and we love the Pirate's Party Horn and the Dinosaur Salad Tongs. Zoe's favourite Jifflings are Miss Katie and Albert, and Albert's favourite Jifflings are Hedge and Freidaline. Zoe would like an episode about a fairy's wand, and Albert would like an episode about a rhino's horn, where the rhino is a superhero called Spider Rhino who wears a mask. Lots of love, Albert and Zoe.
Well, thank you very much, Albert and Zoe. Those are great ideas for episodes. And thank you to everyone who left us a review or sent us an email.
We really love to hear from everyone. That's right. And if you'd like to send us an email, please send it to thejifflings@gmail.com. Also, if you like listening to stories, why not check out our sister podcast, Storytime, for children of all ages. Thanks again, and we'll bring you more exciting adventures with our friends the Jifflings very soon. Goodbye.